Hi there, it has been quite a while since I haven't made any video. There are so many disturbances in society that is occurring. People are just living life. People are living life without really expressing the freedom of being a wonderful human being, being a person of love, of compassion. And that is because we have blunt our senses. When our senses and mind becomes blunt, then we become like puppet in society. Okay? So how do we sharpen our intelligence? Well, we sharpen our intelligence by practicing humane conduct. And humane conduct lies especially in our eating habits because violence is something that destroys our human nature. And it's not the violence on the video games or the television that is the main problem, but violence in our diets. That's the real root cause of our inability to perceive the situation of our society. Okay? We need to avoid violence in our diets. And a plant-based diet is the diet, the natural diet for us as human beings because it reinforces the nature of being humane. It reinforces the nature of expressing feelings. Feelings is a very important state. It's something that we have, the most important asset as human being that we need to use in order for our society to be peaceful and happy. However, we can easily destroy that that precious commodity, that precious resource, the most important resource called feeling, as I said, by indulging in meat eating. Meat eating is very dangerous because we are killing innocent animals who want to live just like us and consuming them. And then we want to show peace to our fellow human beings. So we indulge in violence through slaughter, and then we want to show peace to our fellow human beings. It won't work. It would not work. So that is the situation of the society, and I was there's so many things that we engage in that makes us make us feel as though there's not a, a way, a blueprint of how to conduct ourselves as human beings. What I mean is that people, we take so much of risks, right? And one of the games that people might indulge in all across the world is card playing. Card playing, it tells us that you have to take a lot of risks in this life, but it doesn't have to be that way. If you can, if you can have a plant-based diet, right? First of all, you will satisfy the main necessity of a human being, and that is food. You will satisfy that. And having done that, the mind will release something called serotonin. That is the hormone that makes us happy. So, by having food, our awareness that food is there in our yard and you have your container with greens and so on, you are peaceful. So, but what happens now is that we want this hype. We want this hype to face society. And as a result, we destroy our human nature by indulge in alcohol drinking and meat eating. So these are two very dangerous food. And alcohol drinking is a beverage, and it destroys our human nature, and it makes us fit in with society, but it doesn't solve the problem. Okay. All right, so there's a lot I want to talk about, but there's I don't know, I'm not organized at the moment. I'm talking randomly, so you're gonna have to bear with me. All right. So all right, okay. So let me get just talk about from the perspective of parents. All right, we have our loved ones, and we want that we fulfill that love that we have for them. We want to fulfill love, that feeling that we have for our children. And this feeling means that we want their future to be very bright. And since we love ourselves too, we want our future to be very bright. Now, if we, again, we have to ask ourselves, is our tool ready to satisfy that feeling of love that we have for our loved ones? Is the most important human tool ready? And that is to value the feelings and freedom of all life. Do we really have feelings? And that's the problem. Society doesn't have the feelings because we violate that feeling by consuming meat and alcohol, right? We violate that. And as a result, there is we don't live simple. We can't even talk to our own family members. Basic things like working together in the kitchen to cook, people cannot do that anymore. People socialize as a family by sitting in front of the television and looking at other people living their life, or looking at some cartoon character living its life. That is not right. So we must be conscious of who we are as human beings. We must be conscious. And we must understand again that the main tool, the main resource that we have as human beings is the nature of being humane, specifically feelings, right? Mother Nature would have engineered into us this state of feelings, and so that we can live in harmony. The lower species of life, they're instinctive, like the tigers and so on. They survive through instinct, but we have to survive based on what we would have developed, and that is feelings. So society has to work together. Everybody in the society is like a chain, and every family is like a chain. Every individual, sorry, not the chain, but the links of the chain. So if we want to move society forward, then every link has to be strong. If you want to pull society forward, then that chain that we're pulling society with is purity of thoughts and purity of the mind and purity of desire. Okay, at the root cause, purity of desire. So once everybody have this mindset that, you know what, I have to live simple, I have to live content, I have to take survival in my own hands through a plant-based diet, then everybody will become peaceful and happy, and society will progress. Now, if everybody goes contrary to that, if our diets are, different, then we're gonna have the situation where the theory of the strong gets stronger dominating. That theory will triumph. So we need to, as a society, to encourage each other to practice being good human beings and see that this land can actually give us so much. And what we need is food. That is the number one thing. Okay, so I have to make this video actually. It's practically like a duty to make this video because people are encouraging me to make it. A few people, but they're really encouraging me. I have to make this video because of them, especially. Of course, on my part, I'm conditioned to, like everybody else, I'm conditioned to give up. I'm conditioned to give up on really loving people. Yes, I love people. We love each other, and we have our loved ones. We love them. However, due to our lifestyle, we compromise our ability to fulfill that love. We compromise our ability to fulfill that love. And so sometimes when I make these videos, I say, how can I make a change? At least a change begins in words, because uh, if you set the truth, if you set the truth free, you shall be saved. And truth is a very powerful thing. The actions might be difficult. Gardening, yes, it might be so difficult, and we might be so lazy to do gardening. We might just simply want to work under somebody, some stronger person in society. So